There's an almost ritualistic hum surrounding every whisper of new players potentially joining FC Barcelona. And this summer, it's been no different. The Blaugrana faithful, accustomed to the theatrical flair of Camp Nou evenings, have grown increasingly restless. The coveted left-wing position remains unclaimed, its shadow stretching across the training ground like untended vines in need of pruning. With each passing day, fans lean forward in their seats. Scanning headlines, feeds and murmurs, desperate for a name to latch onto. Yet, Barcelona's pursuit has dragged on. Like a novel where the protagonist hesitates at the doorway of a fateful encounter. Everyone is waiting, but the moment hasn't quite arrived. What's taking so long? Behind the scenes, the situation is far from clear-cut. Journalists and insiders toss around a parade of names, some boasting blistering pace. Others price for flair or finishing, but none have stepped forward as the unequivocal solution. Reliable sources concede they haven't witnessed Barcelona pull the trigger on any single target, leaving each possibility suspended in uncertainty. It's as though the club's scouting dossier is a jigsaw puzzle, with pieces yet scattered across the table. You glimpse parts of the picture, but the edges refuse to lock into place. And while every viable winger still on the market merits a second look, none have yet convinced the decision-makers to commit. Layered atop this sporting indecision is a financial framework as intricate as a Catalan mosaic. A constrained budget sits at odds with soaring market values, and a salary cap regime further tightens the screws, demanding meticulous calculation. Barcelona cannot simply indulge in whimsical splurges. Every euro must be weighed, every contract clause dissected. The club's boardrooms echo with debates over amortizations, registration deadlines, and fiscal fair play. Dialogues more befitting accountants than football romantics. In this environment, each signing becomes a high-stakes theorem to solve, where the potential payoff on the pitch must eclipse the ledger's red lines. Amid this analytical backdrop emerges the figure of Brian Zaragoza, a 23-year-old winger whose name recently surfaced in sports dispatches. Once plucked by Bayern Munich from Spanish soil, Zaragoza now finds himself under the Camp Nou microscope. He is not heralded as the next generational talent, nor compared to the likes of Luis Diaz or Marcus Rashford, two names that resonate with starting caliber expectations. Instead, Barcelona's hierarchy views Zaragoza through a different lens. He represents a strategic reinforcement, a player to invigorate the bench and unearth fresh tactical layers when matches tilt in unexpected ways. Rather than a marquee acquisition, Zaragoza is gauged as a sophisticated chess piece, capable of tipping the balance from the sidelines. From Zaragoza's vantage point, this proposition holds undeniable allure. His tenure at Bayern, touted at the time as a bold leap into one of Europe's powerhouses, has yet to yield the anticipated breakthroughs. Lingering adaptation challenges and fierce internal competition saw him shipped back to Spain on loan last season, a return that revived memories of his more assured domestic displays. In Munich's meticulously ordered environment, Zaragoza sometimes felt like a brightly coloured thread in a tapestry, present but not woven into the central design. Now, the idea of rekindling his form on familiar terrains kindles fresh hope, a second chance to glow under Spain's footballing sun. Indeed, it is Zaragoza's comfort zone in La Liga that most tantalises Barcelona's brass. His previous spells in Spain illuminated his strengths: acceleration down the flank, incisive crossing, and a fearless willingness to challenge defenders in one-on-one duels. At times, his dribbles felt like brushstrokes on an empty canvas, each feint and shimmy painting new possibilities. Returning to this stage would allow him to draw upon those vivid memories of applause and momentum, channeling them into performances that could bolster Barcelona's collective creativity. And because the club knows Zaragoza is eager for a fresh chapter, they can afford patience, gauging the market until the right moment to strike. Yet the practicalities of his departure from Bavaria remain tangled. Transfermarkt currently pegs Zaragoza's value at around 12 million euros, a sum Bayern sees as a necessary recovery of their earlier outlay. While that figure might seem reasonable in theory, any negotiating table has witnessed prospective suitors balk at such a price. Other clubs have taken the measure of his capabilities and balked at the tag. After all, the line between gamble and guaranteed return stretches long in the world of transfers. Barcelona, ever conscious of fiscal prudence, must determine whether to meet Munich's expectations or pursue alternative routes to secure his signature. One such route lies in the art of the loan deal, a mechanism that could soften the financial blow while offering Zaragoza the platform he craves. Imagine Camp Nou banners unfurling to reveal a winger draped in Blaugrana, one who arrives on a season loan, his wages partly subsidised, carrying no long-term amortisation burden. This arrangement would hedge the club's risk. If Zaragoza blossoms, they could negotiate a permanent transfer under pre-agreed terms. If not, they could release him back to Bayern with minimal loss. Such strategic manoeuvring requires deft negotiation and timely execution. But it aligns perfectly with Barcelona's broader need for squad flexibility. Meanwhile, within the Catalan headquarters, there remain shadows to dispel. Administrative wranglings over player registration plague the decision-making process, as La Liga's financial watchdog continues to scrutinise Barcelona's books. Coaches and directors huddle in glass offices, analysing roster spots and wage ceilings, all while projections for next season's squad swirl in colourful whiteboard markers. It's a delicate dance, balancing tactical ambitions with binding regulations, where one misstep could delay the entire operation by weeks. Every signing is thus tethered to an internal puzzle, the solution to which will dictate whether Zaragoza or any player can don the iconic Blaugrana stripes. At its heart, this saga encapsulates the art and anguish of modern football. Talent identification, filtered through fiscal constraints, ambition tempered by regulations, and careers hung on the slender thread of loans, valuations, and timing. Barcelona's interest in Brian Zaragoza may not yet have crossed the threshold into official bids, but it speaks volumes about their larger strategy, shrewd, flexible, and ever mindful of both the sporting and economic terrains. As the summer window unfolds, the Blaugrana faithful will watch with bated breath, eager to see if this 23-year-old winger becomes the next name on a list that has grown both longer and wiser with each passing season. The transfer drama is far from over, and as the sun sets on another day of speculation, the question looms larger than ever. Will Barcelona finally move decisively, or will the left-wing vacancy remain a tantalising question mark until the season's opening whistle?